The most powerful computational systems on Earth are currently being bottlenecked by one of our most basic physical ingredients, sand. When we talk about the limits of artificial intelligence, the conversation usually centers around software design or the sheer volume of training data. But the actual ceiling we are hitting is a physical one. We are reaching a physical breaking point. Forcing the processing demands of next-generation AI onto standard silicon creates immediate, intense structural stress. That microscopic heat and degradation doesn't stay confined to a single chip. It cascades upward, requiring massive cooling infrastructure that threatens the stability of entire data centers and the local power grids they rely on. Humanity is rapidly approaching a hard developmental limit dictated entirely by the immutable laws of physics. To see exactly why this happens, we have to look down at the microscopic scale. Think about the 800-volt architectures driving modern electric vehicles, or the immense current needed for an AI server rack. When you force that level of extreme voltage through traditional silicon, you hit the power wall. This is the exact threshold where electrical energy stops functioning as useful directed power and degrades into uncontrollable, destructive heat. This animated diagram shows why that wall exists. You're looking at a 3D atomic lattice of silicon. The small pulses are electrons flowing through it. They are kept in check by a low glowing barrier. In physics, we call this the 1.1 electron-volt band gap. You can think of it as a low energetic fence meant to control the flow of electrons. But watch what happens when massive power demands hit this structure. The low fence is easily overwhelmed. The barrier collapses. The electrons scatter violently, and the entire system blooms with heat. This is a basic material design flaw. Silicon was engineered for a low-tower era of personal computing, long before the extreme energy density required by AI and modern electric vehicles. Traditional silicon cannot survive the scale of energy required to power the next decade of technology. The industry is solving this physical bottleneck by moving to a new class of materials, wide-bandgap semiconductors, specifically silicon carbide and gallium nitride. Look at this side-by-side comparison. Left, a failing, heat-saturated silicon lattice. Right, the perfectly rigid crystal structure of silicon carbide. It possesses a significantly higher bandgap, a much taller fence. This allows it to process extreme voltage effortlessly, without leaking destructive heat. Wide bandgap materials stabilize extreme voltage, maintaining precision where silicon would normally fail. But accessing them presents a severe manufacturing obstacle. Because these materials are perfectly structured at the atomic level, they cannot be manufactured using traditional, brute force methods of carving or cutting. To harness these supermaterials, the semiconductor industry had to completely abandon decades of subtractive manufacturing and develop a strictly additive approach. This brings us to a highly precise methodology known as MOCVD, or Metal Organic Chemical Vapor Deposition. Instead of physically carving blocks out of raw ingots, MOCVD allows fabricators to literally grow these materials inside ultra-clean vacuum chambers. Swirling gases slowly settle onto a substrate, bonding atom by atom. The precision required for this epitaxy process is difficult to conceptualize. These aligned atomic layers are engineered to be thousands of times thinner than a human hair. Moving from chaotic physical carving to perfect atomic growth is the only mechanism capable of commanding the extreme physics of next-generation power. When we shift our perspective from the atomic layer out to the global manufacturing landscape, we can identify the true architects of this new supply chain. Major fabricators like Infineon, STMicroelectronics, and Wolfspeed are leading the production of these new chips. But sitting quietly behind them is a company called Aixtron. This map illustrates a structural choke point in the hardware ecosystem. While there are fabrication plants across continents producing the actual chips, the highly specific MOCVD reactors required to grow these materials come from a distinct central node. Aixtron engineers the tools the industry requires. This creates an unavoidable economic reality. As the global industry scales up to larger wafer sizes to increase production efficiency, every major manufacturer is forced to buy new reactors and physically rebuild their foundation. In the multi-trillion-dollar race to electrify the world, economic leverage belongs not to the companies designing the chips, but to the gatekeepers providing the atomic tools. These invisible atomic advancements directly translate to the tangible world around us. They are the reason high-frequency EV inverters can extend driving range, why AI server racks can run cold under massive computational loads, and how highly variable solar grid flows are successfully stabilized. This atomic transition already supports the modern electrified world, serving as the quiet foundation for our most power-hungry infrastructure. The trajectory of computing and electrification depends on the physical materials and the atomic architects tasked with carrying their energy.